All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome back to the channel. Let's do this. I got real stories today, son. 2 real stories. 1, Rumble Johnson is coming back to 205. Now, if you think that's a coincidence, the day after John Jones not retires, but, vacates the belt, you're wrong. And then also, we got a big fight at 155, a big fight, right? A big fight. You got a pretty solid group at the top 5, and you got one guy where you just don't really know how good he is until you find out, and we're going to find out how good he is because Islam Makhachev is going to fight Rafael dos Anjos. That is a big fight for Islam Makhachev. If he wins that fight, like if he beats Rafael dos Anjos handily, he's the real deal, right? So before I do that, I'll just say it, subscribe and ring the bell. But here's the deal. I'm not going to be watching. I'm just not going to watch. I'm not going to talk, apparently. But I'm also not going to watch, okay? I can't handle the lack of growth. Like, I am a person who is very driven by success metrics, And when you go like this, like at a very consistent pace, and then all of a sudden, YouTube goes, I know how this works, all right? It happened to me on TikTok. I got violated a couple times, and it was growing 500 people a day, 1,000 people a day to like 26 to like 50 or 100 people a day. It was infuriating. And then all of a sudden, whatever reins were put on me were pulled off, and I went, whoa! And I literally like doubled my my subscriber base like very, very quickly. So I'm just gonna not look. Whatever doghouse I'm in, I'm just gonna assume it's going to come off eventually because I'm not doing a conspiracy theory channel. I'm doing MMA. I'm doing mixed martial arts like a boss. So with that, let's dive into it. So subscribe and ring the bell if you like the content. That would be excellent, and I would be eternally grateful. So let's talk about Rumble Johnson. All right, talk about Rumble Johnson. So for those of you who are new to the sport, Rumble Johnson, the reason why this is a big deal is because he's a okay? He has the most titanic power of maybe anyone that's ever fought at 205, okay? Like, I don't think that I'm exaggerating, right? Glover Teixeira, pretty tough guy, huh? Why don't you go watch the Rumble Johnson versus Glover Teixeira fight? Won't take you very long. Something like around, I believe, 13 seconds. And you can see what it looks like to watch a grown, gigantic, massive 205-pound, cutting to 205-pound savage whose like skin is made out of leather. Okay, not many people look like a tougher person than Glover Teixeira. You just look at him and you're like, oh, that guy's either a professional fighter or like a mob enforcer who's been in 10,000 fights, right? And he gets hit by an uppercut that Rumble hit him with, and he is unconscious instantly. Like the lights go out. Probably very similar to what it would look like if you saw a soldier, get hit in a vital area, and you just start looking in their eyes and you're like, oh, well, I guess he just went bye-bye. That's Glover Teixeira's eyes after he gets hit with a Rumble Johnson uppercut, okay? Like, just bye-bye. That's all. That's it. When he wakes up, he starts trying to fight the ref. He starts trying to fight all of his trainers. Like, he has no idea where he is. It's like one of those, like, oh. I mean, basically, I could say Rumble Johnson is basically the Francis Ngannou of 205. Now, interestingly, if you don't know anything about him, he fought as low as 170. He used to cut to 170. And then he's fought at heavyweight. He beat Andrei Arlovsky in World Series of Fighting. Okay, he's been all over the place. The only person to ever beat him at 205 is Daniel Cormier, twice. Bad matchup for him. I'm very upset that we never got to see Rumble fight John Jones. Now, maybe John Jones is going to go up to heavyweight. Rumble, hopefully, will be as good as he was when he left, which is, I don't know, a few years ago. And he'll win a couple. He'll get a title shot. I mean, if he's where he was before he left, he'll beat anybody right now. Just plain and simple, he will. But man, fight against Thiago Santos, be a war I would love to see. Obviously, Dominic Reyes would be an incredible fight to watch. But yeah, I would pick the Rumble that retired. That Rumble, I'd pick him over any of these guys. So there's a scenario where he wins the title. John Jones does whatever he's going to do at heavyweight. I don't think right now we need to entertain the idea of John Jones becoming the heavyweight champion and defending a million times. I don't think it's impossible, but let's just assume that that's not the case, right? Let's assume he's going to do some heavyweight fights and then he comes back down. Although, totally possible that he goes up, he ends up fighting Stipe and he wins, right? I think I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. This is going to be another video, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to do this video right after this. I think Jon Jones, I don't think it's unreasonable to say he would be a favorite against Stipe, honestly, right? Like Stipe's a boss, but he's a boxer. He's a boxer. He's going to stand and he's going to punch you in the face. He's excellent at it, and he has great wrestling. But like, does anyone honestly think that he weighs 230 pounds? 234? Jon Jones will weigh 230 when he fights a heavyweight. You think that Jon Jones, exact same size Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic, is going to be a huge mismatch? I don't. So it's possible that he wins the heavyweight title and he stays there. I will never like his odds against Francis, but I don't like anybody's odds against Francis. So anyway, but let's just say this. There is a very real scenario if he keeps his weight in check that he goes back down to 205 and we finally get to see that Rumble Johnson fight. And, you know, yeah, that could happen. Jon Jones looking for money fights. But more than that, let's just hope that Rumble Johnson is the same Rumble Johnson that left, because go look at his record, because goddamn, because he won handily. It's just, again, DC is the quintessential bridesmaid, right? Like, if it wasn't for Jon Jones, he'd be the best 205-pound fighter to ever live without any close competition. Just no close competition. Then there's Jon Jones. That's why he needs to fight him again. But yeah, I mean, that's the story. Then we're going to leave it there, right? Now let's talk about Islam Makhachev. So Islam Makhachev is going to fight Rafael dos Anjos, and, you know, we'll see how it goes. Like, I would say this, right? Like, he also, now while he's not, his son, but Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, God, I'm never going to be able to say that. It's really frustrating, dude. Like, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. I don't know. Whatever. His coach is gone now, right? He lost his coach. And I think it's fair to say that that Abdulmanap was a big reason that he's as good as he is, as he has been the reason that all these guys that he coaches are incredible. Now, I would say in the case of Islam and Khabib, the base for their skill set is so rock solid. Like, they're adults, man. Like, let me see. How old is he? He is, he's 28 years old. Yeah, he's 28 years old. I mean, his skill set's established, you know? Like, he doesn't need someone to come in and teach him the basics of what his mixed martial arts skill set is going to be based off of, right? He has that, and Abdulmanap shaped that. So, you know, I don't think, aside from like an emotional standpoint, the lack of his coach is going to inhibit his growth or inhibit his career in any way. But we'll see. You know, we still got to see him win without him, right? I like him a lot in that fight. I'll be honest. I like him a lot in that fight. And you know why? Because how has Rafael dos Anjos done against guys who can strike, who also can take you down? Not very well, right? Not very well. You know? I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of Rafael dos Anjos, because when he held the title at 155, he looked so good to me. Like, really, like, genuinely excellent, where I was kind of like, man, I don't know who's going to beat this guy. He was so fast, and he was so vicious on the ground. He was really powerful. I was shocked when Eddie Alvarez knocked him out. Like, shocked. Shocked when Eddie Alvarez knocked him out. But, you know, Eddie Alvarez is obviously really good. But, you know, dos Anjos has been kind of hit or miss since then, right? Like, I don't know. I would say that he's still good enough. Like, he only loses to the best guys, though. Like, he only loses to the best guys, and that's the truth. So if he ends up losing to Islam Makhachev, where does that put Islam Makhachev? Pretty high up, right? Like, in the rankings, I believe Islam is ranked like 9th or something like that. I believe he's ranked 9th, but I'm going to tell you right this second. He is ranked 12th. Wow. I would not have guessed that. That doesn't, I mean, Al Iaquinta I like Islam in that fight. Kevin Lee, I love him in that fight. How can Kevin Lee be ranked 9th right now? How's that even? How could you defend that? Diego Ferreira, that's a tough fight. Paul Felder, that's a tough fight. I mean, man, lightweight is so stacked, man. So stacked. I don't know. Islam, when you get up to these top guys, though, you're looking at Khabib, obviously, Islam, Gaethje, Poirier, Ferguson, Conor, Dan Hooker, Oliveira. God, that is a monstrous top 6, man. A monstrous top 6. Top 7, I'm sorry. That is crazy. I mean, and I basically agree with these rankings almost to the letter, except I think Islam Makhachev, in terms of his skill set, should probably be up there in the 8th or 9th spot. I can't see how Al Iaquinta or Kevin Lee would be ranked ahead of him. I would have him winning both of those fights. But we'll see. I mean, this is the first step towards it. So anyway, for this video, that's what I got. I'm going to do another one right now talking about John Jones against Stipe. So stay tuned for that, son. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Peace.